So good morning everyone. Today we will talk about Gagne's 9 events of instruction. So Gagne's 9 events of instruction is an instructional design model proposed by Robert Gagne. So Robert Gagne is a renowned educational psychologist born on August 21, 1916. So Gagne's 9 events of instruction is a model provides a framework for designing effective instruction by outlining a sequence of events that enhance learning and promote the acquisition of knowledge and skills. So each event represents a specific stage in the instructional process and serves a distinct purpose. So first event, we have gain attention. So the first step to effective instruction is gaining the attention of your students. Though simple and seemingly obvious, your students must be focused in order to learn. So this event is used to transition the students from life outside of the classroom to a mentally engaging learning environment. So in addition to gaining your students' attention, it is also important to pique their interest. So doing so well help maintain their focus on the learning material instead of reverting to other distractions. So to capture learners' attention and interest, you may use attention-grabbing techniques such as present interesting or surprising facts, have students solve a puzzle or riddle relating to the topic of the lecture, or you may engage them with a survey or present a relevant comic strip connected to your lesson. So that is all about the first event. So next, let's dive into the second event. So we have inform learners of the objective. So once you have gained the attention of your students and piqued their interest, the next event is to quickly educate the students on the lecture or unit's learning objectives. So this sets expectations and gives students an idea about what they should be able to accomplish by the end of the class. So this can also be beneficial for students, giving them the prior understanding necessary to center their note-taking and focus. So that is all about the second event of instruction. And third, we have simulate a recall of prior knowledge or retrieval. So the third event aims to activate a learner's prior knowledge related to the topic. So by recalling relevant information, learners can establish connections between what they already know and the new information they will acquire. So this event helps create a foundation for meaningful learning. So that is all about the third events of instruction.
So now let's proceed to the fourth event of instruction, which is presenting the stimulus. So it is said there that the goal is information acquisition. Therefore, it means that we should deliver the information, the lessons in an organized, clear, and engaging manner. So, for instance, if we are going to use a PowerPoint presentation, we should include elements such as pictures, graphics, or even videos for the students to easily comprehend the lesson or the problem, the information. Um, as a teacher, we should not stick to the traditional teaching styles, which is just discussing what's in the notes, what's in the PowerPoint. We should do or we should use various methods, various strategies for to accommodate different learning styles for the students to fully comprehend or to have a meaningful and engaging class. Next, we have fifth event of instruction, which is providing learner guidance. So it is said there that teachers uses discovery learning because learners are adults and it gives them the freedom to explore. So teacher facilitates the learning process by giving them hints and cues when needed. So as a teacher, our goal is to offer support to offer guidance to our learners, because some learners, or should I say many learners, were shy or are shy learners, so they cannot voice out. So if ever the teacher will say, any questions, any clarifications, no, they will say, none, teachers. They will never ask questions, except to those students who is not shy to voice their questions. So therefore, we should have question and answer after our discussions, to keep track to our students if they understand the lesson, or if they um, follow follow. So yeah, further, we can also use scaffolding techniques for them to easily comprehend or easily follow what we are um, discussing. Now let's proceed to the sixth event of instruction, which is eliciting performance. So it is said there that requiring the learner to produce based on what has been taught enables the learner to confirm their learning. And it is also said there that regular feedback enhances learning. So therefore, in this event of instruction, it requires the learners to apply his or her knowledge or the skills they have gained during the discussion. So, for us to retain or to have a long-term learnings, we should apply it, or we should perform in an engaging manner. So, for instance, you are doing mathematic or problem solving, it is not enough for us to teach how to solve this. We should let them solve on their own, with a given, or with a given own problems, and you will also give a guidance to them if they get it right, or where did they get wrong. So for the student and the teacher to have a good communication, and through that way, we can ensure that we can attain a meaningful and engaging and worth it class, because we can ensure that the students have learned something during our class.
I hope you're still up, and I hope you're still eager to listen to the last three parts of Gagne's 9 events. We have giving feedback. Alright, so in classroom setting, what do you expect to your teacher if he or she is going to provide feedback? What do you expect? Do you expect positive feedbacks only? How about for the negative? All right. So giving feedback helps students know if they are right or wrong and how to improve. It motivates them to keep learning and prevents mistakes from becoming habits. And by guiding them step by step, feedback makes learning clearer and easier to understand. It's because learners need to know if they are on the right track. That's the main point of giving feedback. Feedback corrects mistakes and reinforces correct understanding. But how do we do that? We, as aspiring teachers, how will we give feedback to our students? Okay, so I'll be giving you three strategies. First is the immediate feedback. From the word immediate, it means given right after. These are the feedbacks that given right after a student answers or completes task, so they can correct mistakes immediately. For instance, in a class, a student says, the capital of Japan is Seoul, where in fact we know that Seoul is not in Japan, it's in Korea, right? So the teacher would respond immediately that uh, the capital of Japan is Tokyo, so Seoul is the capital of South Korea, right? So the student learns the correct information before remembering the wrong one, and that's good. That's a very good strategy when we when we about to provide feedback. Another one is the constructive feedback. Feedback that focuses on how to improve rather than just pointing out mistakes. No, this type of strategy it's supportive and encouraging. For instance, you as a teacher, you let the student write an essay. So, Arnel, your your ideas are interesting, but the introduction could be stronger. So try starting with a question or a bold statement to grab attention. So as teacher, you would say that probably. So it shows that student what they did was well, but it also gives a clear suggestion on how to get better. So to keep them motivated. So that's constructive feedback. Another is personalized feedback. Feedback that is tailored to an individual student's strengths and weaknesses, making it more relevant and useful. For example, in math class, during the GMMW, so one student struggles with multiplication while others do well. So the teacher tells the student that I noticed you are having trouble with multiplication, so let's try using visual aids or grouping objects to help you understand better. So this feedback is somehow specific, right? Specific to that student's needs particularly. So helping them learn in a way that works for them, just to make the learning and also teaching effective. Assessing performance, why is this important? Okay, we need to check if students have truly understood the lesson. That is why, according to that definition, independent practice forces students to use what they learned and apply it. Assessing such gives instructors a means of testing student learning outcomes, because as what I've said, we need to check if students have truly understood a lesson. So this helps also to those teachers decide if more review is needed or if they can move forward. But how do we do that? Basically, we do that through quizzes and tests to measure the knowledge retention, and also projects and presentations to see how students apply learning in real world context, and also peer teaching. I believe that this is very uh, important, this kind of strategy or way to let students explain concepts to classmates. It's because if they can teach it, it means that they understood the topic, they understand it. For instance, after a lesson on persuasive writing, students write their own persuasive letters to convince the school principal to add a new club or to add a new organization. Diba? So the teacher evaluates whether they used persuasive techniques correctly. We are in the last part. We have enhancing retention and transfer. Let's read all together. Applying learning in real life situations is a step towards mastery learning. Alright, mastery learning means students learn at their own pace until they fully understand a topic before moving to the next one. Why is this important? If students don't apply what they learned, they will forget it. Eventually, they will regret it. It's because they don't use it, they don't apply it. The goal here is for learning to be useful beyond the classroom setting. So, how to do it? First is real life application through real life applications. Connect lessons to everyday experiences. Another is discussions and reflections, where you encourage students to think about how they will use their knowledge. Challenge students to teach others. That's one of the examples also. Which teaching solidifies understanding. Okay, for instance, when a teacher taught us the basic operations of mathematics, so how will you integrate that as a student in order for the knowledge to enhance the retention and transfer it? So we could apply through uh, in a daily basis. For example, budgeting or calculation computing. We budget our allowance to these designated areas. For example, miscellaneous, for projects, for meals, for transportation. So in that way, the basic operations of mathematics were being integrated to a real life scenario. So would you think it would be more effective than just writing it, or than just memorizing the basic operations of mathematics, how to solve it? That's far more effective, right? So that is enhancing retention and transfer. That's its essence. So thank you so much for listening. I hope you're just okay, and God bless us all. Thank you so much.